Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and tonight is How to Tuesday. Yes. So we're going to be learning everything we can about birds. Birds. Birds is the word. That's right. So pop on, say hello, say where you're practicing from. So there's no actual painting tonight. We're just doing practice. Practice. And I started these videos so you guys can learn different parts of paintings that you do, so you'll be able to incorporate them into your finished paintings. So say hello if you're practicing with me tonight. I'm going to show you all of the weapons of the evening, and we got to say hi to Mr. Butters. He's in the house. Oh yeah. So tonight on my palette, same colors, every party, black, white, blue, red, yellow. I got my water, of course. I have a menagerie of different supplies that I have here. Maybe we'll check something out. I grabbed my trowel palette knife. I call it a trowel. I don't know the official name, but it reminds me of a mason trowel. And we've got, hey, Stephanie. And we've got all of the paint party brushes here. So I have Tiny, I have Mini-Me, my 3 Fluffies, and Big Boy, who's a 1-inch flat. So if you order a kit from me, that's all the brushes you get in the kit, the exact brushes I use. And there's the Mr. Butters. Say hi, Butters. Say hi to your fans. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? You're gonna practice birds. Yay. He's looking just too darn cute. So there's my Mr. Butters. Hey, Jack. Hello. Hello, everybody. So I'm going to put you in my handy-dandy holder. So you guys are in your handy-dandy holder spot there. Now let's back this up a little bit so you can see the entire canvas. And tonight is birds. The birds are the word. The bird is the word, right? That's a song, I think. That's definitely a song. I'm not really sure what song it is, but I remember hearing it as a song. So, say hello if you're practicing with me tonight. Hi, Jack. Hi, Stephanie. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. That's awesome. And we're going to have a good old time. Yes. So don't be creeping out there. Hi, Joy. Hi, Joy. How you doing? Oh, there's the Butters. He's saying hi to everybody, too. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jack. So somebody used to play that song. Awesome sauce. All right. So I showed everybody their weapons this evening. I am just going to take my 1-inch flat brush. Right? You keep your brushes in the water until you're ready to use them. So make sure you always have your brushes in the water until you're ready to use them. And then you're just going to swirl, tap, dab them. And you want your bristles to be wet, but not dripping. All right, so I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my Big Boy, and we're just going to throw a background on here real fast. So we have something to put birds on, okay? So I am just going to grab my white and my red and my yellow. See that? And we're just going to put that on. And that makes like the prettiest peach color ever. Hey, Lynn. Happy Tuesday. Ginny is here. So I'm using my 1-inch flat, Ginny, and we're using black, white, blue, red, and yellow. So I am just throwing a background on here real quick so we have something to paint birds on. I'm thinking maybe I should do this beforehand because I always wind up doing this once we go live. And it's not really like I'm showing you anything except pretty colors. Happy Tuesday evening. So for when I use a brush, Ginny, I'll say each brush I'm using and what size it is. So right now we're using Big Boy. He's a 1-inch flat. And I'm just throwing a background on here so we have something to put birds on. Okay, so there we go. If there's any birds you want to see, please let me know. This is your practice session, so have your questions ready so I can answer them. Okay, hi, Megna. How you doing, sweetheart? So have your questions ready to go on any birds you might want to see or something in particular you want to see about a bird. We're all about the birds tonight. It's for the birds. For the birds. Alright, so I'm going to swirl tap dab this brush. Hey, Megna, I'm working on your painting for your birthday party, hun. I started it last night. So I'm going to just swirl tap dab my brush real quick. Same brush, and I'm just going to throw some blue and white now. Just some blue and white, because I want to do, we're going to do some birds in the water. So I can show you that. So let me throw some water on here real fast. Swoop, swoop, right? It's all about the swoop. It's all about the swoop. Yes, it is. So we're going to throw some water on there real fast so I can show you one sitting in the water. And let's go over here. Hi, Cheryl. How you doing? Oh, so excited, Magna. All your friends are coming to your party. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Kalpana. Hello, everybody. So, and over here, I'm just going to throw some grass. So I'm going to grab that yellow with the blue and the white. Hi, everybody. So I am just putting a background on here so we can play around. And I'm going to do some blue and some yellow and white for some grass. And I'm going to drop in a tree branch real fast because we're going to do a bird sitting on a tree. Alright, so to get brown, I'm going to grab that yellow, that red, that white, and a little bit of black. Yellow, red, white, and a little bit of black, and you will get brown. I guarantee it. So right here, say a big old tree lives. Zoom. And zoom. So we get a tree branch going on. Swoop. Just throw in a big old tree over here. Just like that. That's how we roll around here. That's how we do things. Just no worries. Just taking care of business. So we'll have a bird on a tree branch. We'll have some birds flying. We'll have some birds in the water. We'll take care of all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Okay. So, oh, look at you guys already giving me a list. I love it. I like it a lot. Let me take my notes so I can do roll call as everybody finishes getting set up to make sure you guys are ready. I just want to throw that background on real quick. So, Ginny's in the house. Hi, Ginny. Yep, I'll make sure I tell you the brushes, and those were the colors. Hey, Lynn. How you doing, sweetheart? Megna's here. Hey, Megna. We got Cheryl in the house. Hey, Cheryl. How you doing? Ona is here. Welcome to the fam, Ona. How you doing, love? And Cheryl is asking for a cardinal, blue jay, eagle, canary, any one of those. Wendy wants a hummingbird. All right, Wendy. Wendy's on point. We got Peggy asking for a loon. We got Joy in the house asking for a swan. Ginny, I'm going too fast. How did you make the blue? How did you make the brown? Okay, Ginny, I was just popping in a background. So I made the blue using blue and white. The brown is red, yellow, white, smallest amount of black. That was the brown. And I'm going to relax now so you can catch up to what I'm doing. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing, love? Yes, Ginny. So just stop me in my tracks. Stop me in my tracks. Hey, Carol Ann from Saskatchewan, Canada in the house. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Joy is from Ontario. Shandney's here. I never say your name right, but I'm still glad you're here. Hi, Shandney. How you doing, love? Lindsay. A mallard pheasant. So you want a duck and a pheasant. Okay, Lindsay. We'll get to a duck, and I don't know about the pheasant, but we'll definitely be doing a duck. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing, love? Jennifer's in the house. Pearl. Will this be up for replaying after? Absolutely, Pearl. My videos are always available for replay, always free to watch. Megna wants to see a finch with yellow and black near its eyes. And hello again, Shandy. Okay, so you know what I did, guys? I got really smart. Pretty scary smart. You know what I did? I put my computer on. Hey, Kalpana. Hi, Carla. I put my computer on because when we did the how-to flowers, you were asking me for flowers and I didn't know what they look like. The old pansy, right? So I actually put my computer on so I could turn around and do Google images. Thank God for Google. I can do Google images of the different birds you're asking for. Of course you can, Shandy. Message me away for that one. Hey, Carla, how you doing, sweetheart? Yep, so you just send me a message. We'll pick a date. We'll do what we want to do. All right, so we're giving Ginny a minute to catch up. Mustard. So Ginny, I hope you were able to get the brown. It was yellow, red, white, and the tiniest amount of black, and you will get a brown color. Small increments of black, okay? And this was just yellow, red, and white. This was white and blue, and this was white, blue, and yellow. Alrighty, so what I do have with me here, guys, is, and a lot of it is what you asked me about. So I have this calendar that I found, an old calendar. Look at this, right? And so Shannon, yep, just private message me. We'll pick a date and all that good stuff. And in the calendar is all birds. So there's your mallard, whoever asked for a mallard. Nobody asked for a peacock. I'm surprised. There's our eagle, Cheryl. So we're going to be doing an eagle. Okay. There's our owl. Nobody asked for an owl. There's a puffin. A flamingo. Nobody asked for a flamingo. We got a parrot, penguin. You're welcome, Shandy. Hi, hey, Kalpana. How you doing, sweetheart? So I'm going to use this as a reference. And we'll get started, okay? So I hope everybody's ketchup mustard. And what are we going to use? Let's see. What do I want to paint? What do I want to paint? All right, so the first thing I want to tell you about is the M birds. Grandson asked for a Mac. I don't know what a Mac is. Right, Magnus? So cute. Peacocks are awesome. So beautiful. I don't know what a Mac is, Wendy. I'm sorry. And Julianne. Okay, Julianne. All I did was throw a background on, sweetie. That's it. This is a practice. This isn't an actual painting, guys. So you don't have to worry about getting everything just so. You don't have to worry about getting anything just so. Guacamole, grag quack. I don't know what you're talking about, Wendy. It's all good. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about. So I'm going to take out my tiny. And my tiny is a #1 round brush. That's what tiny is. Okay? And I'm going to grab some of my black. Okay, so you want to make sure your paint is nice and loose and nice and thin. And I'm going to talk about those M birds. You know, those little birds in the background like they're flying in. First of all, do not do it in one swoop. Do not do it. This is a no. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's a no. You're going to mess them all up. Okay? What's really cool is I just have a little bit of black paint on the tip of my brush. A duck. Oh, we got a duck, Wendy. All right, I got you. So what you want to do is you want to start from the center. Right? So you start from the center. Let me pull you guys up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you want to do one from the center this way and some from the center that way. That's how you want to do it. You do not want to do it in one swooping stroke. And what's cool about this is when you get this done, now it's easier to put them at an angle, because you're starting from the center. Another cool thing is that you could turn around and you can make one wing longer and one wing shorter. So it looks like they're flying in from an angle. So there's all different ways of doing M birds. I call them M birds because that's what they are. They're M's. And you can turn around and do like just two little flicks like this, like he's landing. Right? So there's two little flicks like that. There's all sorts of ways you can make these, but when you make them, you want to start from the center and do your lines outwards. Don't do them in one shot, okay? So this guy looks like he's flying like really far away. You can do one short and one long like that. So he looks like he's coming in at an angle. There's all sorts of ways. So you could play, and the only thing I want you to remember is center out. Center out. So the next thing I'm going to show you is let's do Mr. Owl. So what I wanted to tell you is that birds are just different shapes. Okay, so we're going to do Mr. Owl. And I'm going to grab my 1-inch flat brush again. So I'm grabbing Big Boy. Alright, so I just want to tell you, birds all are different shapes. That's all you need to remember. It's all you need to remember. So Mr. Owl, right? He's an oval. He's an oval, right? So I swoop on the one side, swoop on the other. Okay, so he's an oval, like that. You can't see? Okay, here you go. To the left. All right, I don't know my left and the right. My left from my right. How's that? Is that better? How's that, Cheryl? Sorry. Let me know if that's better, okay? Because it's right in the middle of my screen, so I hope that's okay. All right. So, he's an oval, and then his head is very simply a circle. Okay, so you're going to do his head as a circle. And an owl's head is the same size as his body. So here's his head, here's the side of his body. Here's his head, here's the side of his body. Okay, so you make those two things exactly the same. All right, now I'm going to put my 1-inch flat away, and I'm going to grab my mini-me because it has a nice flat edge on it. And mini-me is a number 4 shader. Oh, you want to see the M birds? Okay, here you go, hon. I think I'm going too fast for you guys. All right, let me slow down a bit. Let me just take a breather here. I'll show you the M birds. There you go. There you go, loves. Sorry about that. Just yell at me. Just say stop. Just yell at me and tell me to relax. That's all. Just tell me to relax. Say, Eve, you're going way too fast. Slow it down. Slow it down. Okay, I got you. All right, I'm going to, somebody asked for a bird that I didn't have on the calendar. A pheasant. I think it was a pheasant. So I'm going to Google a pheasant while you guys catch up mustard with the M birds. Alrighty, so we're going to do a pheasant. I don't have a pheasant on here. Ah, that's what a pheasant looks like. Okay, kind of looks like a quail. Is a pheasant and a quail the same thing? You're welcome, sweetie. Is a pheasant and a quail the same thing? Because they kind of look the same. Does anybody know? Jack, do you know? You're welcome, Cheryl. All right, so an owl, right? His head and his body are the same width. You're just going to make an oval for the body, a circle for the head. Okay? Yes, Calpana. My replays are always available, and they're going to be on YouTube. Pretty much the same thing, right, Julia? And Jack has given us the heads up. A quail is a small game bird. Okay, so a yellow finch. All right, Magna. I might have to do How To Birds Part 2. You're welcome, Calpana. I might have to do How To Birds Part 2. You guys are coming up with some really, really good ones. And I'll have to do my research. Maybe we'll do that. Hey, Lisa. Maybe we'll do that. What do you guys think? Maybe I can do a Part 2 How To event for birds. And then you guys can... I'm going to comment the... You know what? You know what I'll start doing? Light bulb. I'm going to start putting in the comments of the event page to have you guys write a list of what you'd like to see. Now, there you go. I love it, Magna. Patrol on a roll. All right, so once you have those two shapes down, then you could come in and you can add his wings, right? So you just put a line over here and a line over here. All right, so then you can add his wings, and they go down pretty much the length of his body. And then you could just turn around and puff this out a little bit and puff that out a little bit. All right, so, and the top of his head has the little owl ears, okay? Some do, some don't. That's a good idea, right, Cheryl? That's what I'm thinking. Some do, some don't. I like to put them in. It's all up to you what kind of owl you're painting. So I just do the little owl ears going on over here. Look like little devil horns. Like when I make the cutesy owls, I put these ears in. But it's totally up to you if you want them in or not. Okay, because some owls have the ears sticking up, some don't. But I always put those in. I think they're cute. And those are just two triangles that I do. Kind of like a cat's head. An eagle! You got it, Linda. So it's kind of like a cat's head. But what you want to do is you want to swoop this line in. Right there. You want to swoop that in right there. See that? So you put two triangles and then you just swoop and make that part the top of his head. Okay? So it's not looking like a cat anymore now. It's looking like an owl. Alright, so there you go for that. And very simply, now this is the rule of thumb with every bird. You want to pay attention. Oh, forgot his claws. Let me put his claws in real quick, right? I'm mapping, guys, right? So his claws are very simply, I just put 3 little toes. So you can turn this shape into like any of those cutesy little owls you see out there, the paintings with the cutesy owls. As long as you get this shape down, you could paint those like, you know, when they have the 2 owls on the branch. We did a painting like that. So you can do any shape, you know, you can do this shape for all of those cutesy paintings. Now, the trick is with birds is you want to pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Okay, so you want to pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Remember that. That's rule number 1. Yes, I'm getting there, Lisa. I'm getting there. So, rule number 1, pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Okay, another thing I like to do is to put all sorts of colors on my brush. I'm using my number 4 shader, which I call Mini-Me. Okay, so another thing I like to do is to put all different colors on my brush. So if I'm doing a brown owl, right, a simple barn owl, I'm going to grab some brown. I'm going to put some white on my brush. And I'm going to put the tiniest amount of black on my brush. So it's all on my brush together. And then very, very lightly, how? Very, very lightly, I'm just going to do little flicks. And when I do these little flicks, and I'm going in the direction of his feathers. Feathers on an owl go down. I'm moving it in closer for you guys here. Sorry, earthquake. We have an earthquake. There you guys go. So, feathers on an owl go down. So, you want to turn around, and I'm just doing dabs. And when I do this, with all those colors on my brush, all these different colors come out and add to my texture without even working on it. Okay, so all I did was grab white, brown, and a little bit of black. And I'm going to get all those colors coming out, and I don't have to worry about the texture. So I'm just doing dashes. See that, guys? Just dashing the brush in. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And when you get to the edges, remember when we did the shading? When you get to the edges, just grab a little more black. Just grab a little more black because you want the sides of him to be darker than the center. Okay, so this is very simply having all different colors on my brush and just doing little dabs. Just doing little dabs, and you could fill in your feather colors. So, this is called letting the brush do the work, Lisa. Instead, can you go in and do your brown first and then come back in and do your white and then come back in and do your darker pieces if you want complete total control? Some of my ladies out there, yes, you can, but I kind of I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to work that hard, so I let the brush do the work. Okay, so there you go. There's his body. And on his face, if you see the picture, on his face, his feathers go outwards. Okay, hey, Tracy's in the house. How you doing, sweetheart? So, for his face, we want to turn around and do the same trick, but you're going outward with the feathers. So, rule number 1 with birds. Always pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Actually, that's rule number 2. I already gave you rule number 1. Not that we like rules any. I don't like rules. But anyway, guidelines? We could call it guidelines if you want to. So, and then these should be smaller. They should be smaller dashes. They really should. So, and you want to put them in the direct. So, rule number 1, guideline. Okay, guideline number 1 was break your bird down into different shapes. Okay, so when you look at the bird, it's different shapes. Guideline number 2 is pay attention. Oh, it is Tuesday. Jennifer, I got you. We're definitely doing a peacock. Guideline number 2 is pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Pay attention to the direction of their feathers. Okay, so I am just taking those 3 colors. Again, I'm putting more black around the edges. Okay, I'm going to get his 2 little ears here. Bam, bam. Just like that. Okay, so he looks like a big mushy mess. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So now to do his little wings, again, those feathers go out. See, they go out and down. Out and down. Out and down, okay? That's how those feathers go. Okay? And then in here, I'm going to grab some more black paint to get it to be a little darker in there. Because it's going to be darker if it's against his body. So I'm going to grab a little bit of dark paint to make it darker in there. Okay, so there's our big puffy owl. And then I have to let it dry to be able to do his face. Now his head's a little bit big. I went a little nutty. Obviously you don't want the heads to be that big because the body's a little small. So I would just make the head a little smaller. Alright, so I'm swirl tap dabbing my brush. I'm getting all those browns out. And where I put his claws, I'm going to grab some orange. So I'm just mixing some yellow and red. Just mixing some yellow and red together. And I'll do his little claws here. Let's paint those in. Okay. So there's his claws. Right? And we're going to let that dry. And I'll come back to do his face. So the next thing you guys wanted to see was, let's start our peacock. Alright, so I'm going to do the peacock down here underneath our owl. So let me move this back a little bit. There we go. Now you can see the land. Alright, so let's start our peacock. So I'm going to grab my... I'm going to grab Tiny. Swirl, tap, dab, Tiny. Tiny is a number 1 round. That's what this tiny is, okay? And a peacock has a really cool shape. They have a really, really cool shape, okay? So, you want to turn around, and you're going to do a teardrop. You're going to do a teardrop just like that. Just like that. You're going to do a teardrop. And then their head is another teardrop. Right? So you guys, you thought it was Friday because I'm on every Tuesday and Friday. So his head is another teardrop. Just like that. Right? So 2 teardrops. One there on a side. Okay? Let's see if I can bring you guys in closer. There. Okay? And then you just connect them from the back. And voila. You have the shape of a peacock. See that trick? That's pretty cool, right? I think that's awesome. So you make 1 teardrop here. Then you do a teardrop at an angle over it. And then you just connect them. Okay? And then, of course, they have all that gorgeous plumage, right? Plumage. There's a word for you. So, basically, with the white, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a different brush, so I'm not here till Tuesday. Well, it is Tuesday. Let me grab this is a number 7 round. Number 7 round. Okay, so I'm going to swirl tap dab that. I'm going to grab my white paint. And I am going to put in all his plumage. Alright, so we're going to pull, right, and that radiates around like this. So remember hands of a clock again, okay? Remember hands of a clock. And what's cool about a round brush is it instantly makes those round edges for you. Alright, so we're going to put in all of his plumage. Okay? That's what we're doing now. So, just remember hands of a clock. And you're coming out around from his bottom. You can do a turkey like this too. So, if you guys are going to do a turkey, you can do a turkey like this too. Okay? And then, I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my white paint so we don't lose his shape again. So, let me just throw his body back in real fast because we just lost it. We just lost his body there, so let me throw that in real fast. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, you can do a turkey like that too. So, then you want to add all this plumage in here. Just like that. Okay, so that is how you do his body. And I am going to do a separate peacock feather. So, I'll do the 1 feather. So, I'm going to grab, what do I want to grab? I'm going to grab this is a cheap brush, doesn't have any info on it. But my guess is it is a number 2 round. Thanks, Ramsey. My guess is it's a number 2 round. I'm going to grab one of those. And we're going to do the feather. Alright, so what's really cool is peacocks have that like eyeball looking at you, right? So I'm going to grab my green again. So my yellow and my blue. I'm going to grab my yellow and my blue. Alright, make myself a green. Okay, and if I want that more like a turquoise, I add a little white to it. Add a little white and a little more blue. So a lot of blue, a little bit of yellow, and white will give you a turquoise color. A lot of blue, a little bit of yellow, and white. Okay? So, that's all loaded up on my brush nicely. And we're going to do a swoop, swoop, right? Get that line in there. Okay, and then off of that line, his feathers go like this. Right? They go like that. So they go out on the sides there. Right? Now swoop my line a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm just putting, right? We have to pay attention to what their feathers do. That was like a little much, so I'm just going to smush some of that out so it's not as blatant. Swoop. Okay, so, and then he has the feathers that are on top of this. So they go like this, right? So more teardrops. So when you think of peacock, think of teardrops. So I'm going to put a teardrop on the end of that. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab my brown. You guys can't see, Wendy? Oh, my hand's in the way. My hand in the way? I got into it. I was getting into it. All right, Wendy. So I'm going to grab my brown, put that in the center. So just doing it tiny peacock feather really isn't working for me. Let's do a big one. Let's do a big one so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to go right over his head and do a big one, okay? So what I did, because I'm trying to do it tiny and it's just not working out for me. I'm not feeling it. Hold on a second. Let's try this again, because I definitely was not feeling that. So I'm going to cover that up, because acrylic paint's awesome. And you can cover up whatever you're working on. And we're going to do a big one. So, peacock feather, right? You guys do paint parties just painting peacock feathers, right? So I'm going to swoop, swoop. There's the line, right? All right. So, and then the sides have these little scraggly feathers coming off. And you got to pay attention to the direction of the feathers. So these all point like upwards. They all point upwards like that. Okay? And then we need our, I do a teardrop for the eyeballs, where the eyeball feather part's going to go. So I do a little teardrop there. And I don't know, they kind of remind me of like looking like an avocado, really. So, and I do it like very fat here. And then you have some more feathers coming out. And I'm going to grab my brown. Do the brown inside. Okay? Just do a brown. They kind of remind me of an avocado. That's what they remind me of, to tell you the truth. And then I'm going to grab my blue. And just put the blue in there. Okay? So that is your basic, extremely basic. Guys, I'm keeping this very, very, very basic. So that would be your basic peacock feather. And then you could play around with it accordingly. So, I'm keeping this extremely basic for you. And they have all this lovely stuff going on. So I'm just going to grab my white now. And now you just play. And now you could just play. Okay, so I would do these all the way around him. Alright, so that's where those would go. All the way around him. And to finish his head, I'm going to grab my white and yellow. And we're going to come in here and give him a stripe around where his eyeball would be. And we need his legs and his feet. And we need his beak, so that would be orange. and a little bit of brown. Put his beak in. Right, another triangle, breaking it down into shapes, breaking it down into shapes. So, put his beak in there. Sorry, earthquake. Trying to make it so you see it better. And then his eye would be right here. Okay, and then you want to do a life dot. A life dot is just a dot of white in the eyeball. So, that is a very basic, looking kind of mutated a little bit, but you have the basics down. So this should be tilted in more, and then you could play. But this is your feather right here. This is what you guys wanted to learn. So let me show that to you up close. And if you think peacock, you want to think teardrops. Everything is teardrops. All right. So there's his feather, the thing that you guys are going to worry most about. There he is. Magna, we're on point because I just moved it closer. Okay, so thanks, Julia. So this is his feather. This is the thing you guys worry about. So obviously you would take this part and you would put it going around his whole body. And I'm not going to paint all that tonight because we'll be here for another hour. You guys this part reminds me of an avocado. And again, teardrop shape, right? His head, teardrop. His body, teardrop. His plumage is all pointing up and out. That's how that works, okay? So you would take these feathers and you would put them going around like hands of a clock coming out from his body. Okay, that's how you would do that. I'm not going to paint all that, but that's how you would do that, all right? So now we're ready to go back to the owl. Let me give you guys a few minutes so you can get that down. All right. And now we're going to go back to Mr. Owl up here. So I'll still keep the peacock in the shot so you can see it, okay? There you go. All right. Yep, just yell at me to stop, all right? So I'm going to do roll call while you guys are finishing the peacock up. We got Joy. We got Jack in the house. Stephanie, Ginny, Lynn, Megna's here. Cheryl, Ona, Wendy, Peggy, Julia, Carla, Calpana, Pearl, Jennifer, Lindsay, Shani's here. Carol, and Jennifer. And if I missed your name, say, hey, I'm here too, Eve. I'm here. I'm also here. If I missed your name, yell at me. Say, hey, Eve, you forgot about me. That's all good. Okay, so I'm going to grab that same brush to work on my owl face because it's nice and small. It's nice and small. Lily's here. Hi, Lily, you little creeper. Does his plumage get smaller when near the ground? No. Peacock's plumage does not get smaller. It is the same length all the way around when they're puffed out. Sometimes it looks smaller because sometimes these feathers are folded in more. So sometimes it won't hit the ground completely because he won't be completely spanned out. Mary Lynn is here. Hey, hey. Hi, Lily. Hi, Mary Lynn. How you guys doing? So when a peacock's completely fanned out, it is the same height all the way around. And sometimes you could put it up at an angle like this instead of squared off to the ground. Sometimes you could put it at an angle because he doesn't have that all the way spread out. The outside ones. The outside ones, do they get smaller? No. I don't believe so, Joy. It's all the same size, all the way around it. They don't get, you know, they have larger ones and smaller ones, like this part. Sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller, that part right there. But it's the same thing all the way around. even the outside part. And when you get inside to his body, so where the feather connects to the body, you actually have little semicircles. Maybe that's what you're asking me, like when it gets closer to his body. So when it gets closer to his body, right in here, those are little semicircles. They're like this. So Peacock's feathers, when they get closer to the body, like right in here, right in this space, is little semicircles. That's how they connect to the body. It's like little, I'm going to do it in black so you can see it because the paint's wet. So there's like all these little semicircles like this. And that's what you put the longer feathers into. But they're obviously not black. They're like a dark, you know, the teal colors and stuff like that. But these are all like that. And then that's what his long feathers go into. So thank you for that question, Joy, because I forgot to show you guys that part. So obviously they're not black. They'd be turquoise or whatever color you're making your peacock. And they're all like little semicircles, like little medallions almost. And then that's what the feathers go into. So good question, Joy, because I did forget a part to show you. So good job. Good job. Keep me on my toes, guys. Keep me on my toes. All right, so Mr. Owl. So we're going to do Mr. Owl. All right. I'm going to go back in with Tiny. Tiny is the #1 round. And I'm going to grab my white paint. Right here, which is all dirty. And I'm going to grab a little bit of the brown. And I'm going to come back in. And his feathers go outward on his face. So, I'm going to split his face in half. Just like that. And then you want to do his tiny little feathers all going outward again. Okay, so tiny, and this is just white with some of that brown on it. And then you're going to come from that line. And go outward. And you're going to come from this line. And go outward. Okay. And you mush that. Now, some owls that line is prominent. Some owls that line is not prominent. So it is totally up to you. And now I'm just grabbing some white paint. And doing all my dashes outwards. Okay, so now I'm just grabbing some white paint to make it pop a little more. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. And again, following the directions of his feathers. Okay, and you can also put, like right here in his body, you could also put some of that white too, right? Why not? So it's your owl. You make his markings any way you want to make his markings. You know, because sometimes they have like a little puff of white right there. So it's all up to you. It's up to whatever reference photo you're using, however you want to be creative. So I'm going to make the center of his body pop a little bit more. I'm going to make the top of his wing pop a little bit more. Again, if you see me though, I'm doing dashes. Everything I'm doing is doing the dashes. So I'm going to make that pop a little bit more. Okay. So it's completely up to you. It's your owl. You do however you want it to do. And then we got to put his eyes in, right? So owls have those piercing eyes. So we're going to have to wait for that to dry a little bit. So while we're waiting for that, why don't we do our duck? Quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack. So let's do our duck. Sound effects always help. just to let you guys know. All right, so let's put our duck in. So what's the shape of a duck? Who can tell me the two shapes I'm going to use in the duck? You guys know. You guys know as I grab my soda because you're making me all thirsty. I'm getting thirsty over here. Who can tell me the shape of a duck? Come on, guys. Help a girl out. Help a girl out. What's the shape of a duck? Good job, Magna. That is hysterical, Jack. You have your phone quacks like a duck when it rings. Good job, Joy. Good job, Magna. Very good. So it's an oval and a circle, or an oval and a teardrop. Whatever you guys want to figure it out to be. All right, so let's do a duck real quick, right? I'm going to do what you guys said, right? So the duck's going to be in the water. Quack, quack. Yes. So oval. Laying on its side. Okay, an oval. Just like that. All right. And then you're going to do the teardrop or another oval like was said. So let's do our teardrop. Okay. And you just want to connect those two together. All right, so there's the shape of our duck. Good job, guys. So like I told you, everything breaks down into shapes. So you want to do the shape of your duck, and then you want to turn around and add to it later. So after you get your, after you block it out, or after we do our mapping with the white paint, you can add to it later. Okay, so let's see our duck colors that are going on in my little reference here. All right, so everybody, you guys know a mallard, the male duck. Those are the prettier ones. Obviously, he has a black stripe in his neck, okay? So that's pretty much the difference with a mallard. And we want to grab orange paint for his bill, right? So we can throw that in. So I'm going to grab my orange. I'm using Mini Me again. A number 4 shader. So I'm going to put in his bill here. There's his bill. So if you guys were doing this and you were making a swan, the only difference between a duck and a swan shape is a swan, right? You're going to do the same thing. You're going to do an oval. You're going to do an oval. And then you're going to do the teardrop. But the teardrop needs to be up higher. So you move the teardrop up higher. Like that. And then you come around and the neck has a swivel. So now you have a goose, you have a swan, you have all those different birds. Okay, so that's the only difference between the two. This is an oval and his head's closer. This is an oval and a teardrop with the curved neck. So this is a goose, this is a swan, this is any of those kind of birds. Okay, so you're following the same exact breakdown, except the neck is different. The neck is different. Nice, Magnus. So you did the bill with all the different shapes, right? So a duck bill has the 2 humps on it. That's right. It's good job. Excellent. So now for the back of the duck. Okay, so on the back of the duck right here. Let me move you guys closer. It's really hard because my camera stand has feet on it, and I'm trying to wedge it underneath my easel. So the back of the duck, you want to turn around, and you're going to do his little tail, right? So you want to change that into a tail. So you're going to put your triangle there. And then I'm going to grab just some of that brown color so you guys can see. And then his wing. His wing is there. Okay, and you can do some feathers off of here. So I'm just doing little dashes to where his tail is, right? Following the shape of his feathers, guys. Following the shape of his feathers. And then his body. Okay, so you just want to follow the direction of the feathers so they go across. So they're going to go across. And I'm just grabbing that brown, white, and a little bit of black combination again. That's what I'm doing. And I want to put the feathers underneath his wing a little darker. All right, they're going to be darker. And I'm just doing my little dashes. It's all I'm doing. It's all I'm doing is those little dashes, playing around with my colors. Okay, so that's how you get your textures. That's how you get your ducks to look real. That's how you get any bird to look real. You want to follow the direction of their feathers. Follow the direction of their feathers. So I'm just going to grab that white and brown. And I'm going to put that in my wing here. Okay, I'm going to do his neck. Swoop. Swoop. I'm going to do his head. Swoop. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Right? A mallard would be all different coloring. So you just would need to look up the picture of a mallard to do the different coloring. Right? And then we just, he has his little nose dots, right? So you put a little dot on the nose right there. And then you give him his eyeball, which will be like right here. It's a little big of an eye. That was a really big eyeball for such a little duck. Really big eyeball for a little duck. Let's try that again. So, and then you want to do your life dot, which is just a dot in the eye. And then you have your ducks. So you can make these any colors you want. You can follow your coloring. You can do anything that, you know, your little heart desires. Looking at your reference picture, there's ducks out there that have like every color in the book. Same with the swans. So what you do for the white paint, since swans are white, when you want to do the different colors, you just mix white, a lot of white with another color. So I would do this. I'd mix a lot of white with that brown color that I have, like a whole bunch. So it's just off a little bit. And that's how you get the separation of colors when you're painting something. You can even do like a little swoop for the tail feather and then come back in like that. That's kind of fun. So I would make him off-white first. So he's off-white. And then I'll go back in and add the bold, bold, bold white. Okay, so that's guideline number 3 is you want to match their markings. So you want to match, so you want to look at a picture of the bird you're doing and whatever colors he is, you want to match those colors. Okay, so first guideline, right? First guideline is figure out the shape. Second guideline is match the direction of the feathers. Third guideline is match their markings. Okay, so whatever their markings are. Whatever their markings are, that's what you want to do. Okay? So, now I will let that dry. And once that dries, I'll go back over it with just the white. And this way, you know, obviously they're white, but you need to do different colors of white so you can get their shapes better. Okay, and when a bird is in the water, what you need to add to your water, I'm just grabbing the orange to put his bill on. Just like that. Okay, and then his eyeball. His eyeball, but bam, there's his eye. Can you make a thing in Facebook to post what we did for this event on that? Oh, sure, Magna, you guys want to post your pictures? Sure, you can post your practice if you want. Absolutely. So I have his eyeball in there, and then his life thought. Boop. Okay, so when a bird is in the water, he's gonna make the water move, right? So when you have a bird in the water, the bird is the word. Bird is the word. I wish I knew the rest of that song. I'm gonna take my tiny #1 round, right? And when a bird's in the water, he's gonna make those water circles. So what you want to do is where he's resting in the water, you're gonna put a line here. You put the line right there, going straight across, and then you wrap it around. Just like that. And then you could put another little line in here, another little line in here, and then you could just put, like, you don't have to connect it all the time. So when a bird is sitting in water, he's going to make that water move. So that would be your lines for the water. Okay, guys? So I'll give you a minute to work on that a little bit. And I'll put the camera closer as best as I can, so you can see the duck. If any of you have any questions or anything that any concerns or anything that I'm not doing or saying, 6,000% ask me, because I might just be forgetting, which is not a surprise. And I don't want to go so fast where you wind up not being able to practice it. So I'll slow it down for you too if you need me to. This is your practice session, guys. You tell me what you need, okay? Now, a lot of you listed a whole bunch of birds in the beginning, which is amazing. And I forgot what half of those were already. I totally did. So, you don't have to relist them. I'm going to get to the ones that we can get to tonight. And then I think I'll do a bird event part 2. And then this way we can do any of the ones that I missed tonight. But you might be okay with tonight's, because a lot of birds, to see the difference in them is looking at their markings. It's your mom's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Priya. Hi, sweetheart. Happy birthday. Hi, Cheryl. It's okay. Hummingbird. Okay, thanks, Wendy. Thank you for reminding me of that one. I totally forgot. Cheryl, this is a practice session. There is no finished painting. We're practicing birds tonight. So there isn't a finished product so that you can look at. It's all different practice. What I would do is, as you're watching along now, you can screenshot it. If you screenshot the video, you will have a picture of the bird that we're working on, because we have 3 birds going on right now. Hummingbird. Yes, Wendy, I got you. See, I totally forgot about the hummingbird. I'm just giving people time to be able to get the water markings, because they're kind of cool. So you just do a line this way, you wrap it around, and then you add other lines, and they don't necessarily have to be all connected. You're welcome, Cheryl. Oh, thank you, Priya. Love you guys. So happy birthday to your mom, and she's going to love it. You made her a mama duck and a baby duck. That is awesome. Okay, so here's your swan and your goose. Here's your duck. We did the peacock. We're still working on Mr. Owl up here. He's dry by now, so let's get Mr. Owl finished. Earthquake! Let's get Mr. Owl finished over here. So owls have piercing big eyes, right? That's the whole thing, the owls. All right, so I'm going to grab my tiny again, which is the number 1 round. I'm trying to remember to say them for you, Ginny, every time I pick up a brush. So we want to put in the eyes, right? So I'm going to grab my white paint and my yellow, my whites and yellow, and I'm going to come up in here, and their eyes are kind of in the center of their face pretty much. Right? So we're going to give them big old eyes. Okay, and I'm just doing a circle and a circle. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Oh, yeah. We need a whale in there, Joy? Okay. All right, sea creatures. Okay, I got you guys. I got you. Okay, so Cheryl is saying that she noticed I didn't water down my paint to do the water lines, and it's not stark white. That's what I'm worried about. Okay, number 1, water lines don't have to be stark white because they're in water, which is blue. Yes, ocean animals, right, Magna? So, but if you like the stark white, once you put those in, you can go over them and do a second coat. Okay, Cheryl? So real quick, let me clean the yellow off of my brush. And I didn't water down my paint because it wasn't goopy yet. If you want, see my white paint isn't all globby yet. It's nice and smooth for me still. If it wasn't smooth, then I would add a little bit of water in there. So once you have your basic water lines, if you go back on with a second coat, you can really get them to pop the white that you're looking for. I don't worry about, like, I'll do here, there, not everywhere with putting white to make it pop. I'm doing all of them now, but usually I wouldn't. So if you do a second coat, it winds up popping more white. So the white paint, most acrylic white paint isn't completely opaque. You'll need 2 coats. Hi, Penny. How you doing? Coralie was doing the dishes. You want to come do mine, Coralie? Hey, Penny. It's okay. You're late. You know my replays are always available. How you doing, girl? How you doing, Coralie? You want to come and do my dishes, sweetheart? You want to do my dishes? So, Cheryl, I hope that helped. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. So, we're back to the owl and his big old eyes. So, once I do that yellow, swirl, tap, dab my brush. And you want to make sure that your swirl, tap, dab in your brush, you want to make sure your bristles are wet, but not dripping. So, if you don't have wet bristles on your brush and you're trying to dry brush it, it's not going to work out for you. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of dishes either. All right, so I have that yellow, and I'm going to take a little bit of black. And I have to write down Cheryl's idea of sea creatures, and I'm going to outline his eyes in the black. Outline his eyes in the black like that. Penny wants to see whales and stuff. And then we're going to do so his black dots are like hidden on this particular owl. So you want to pay attention to where the eyeballs are, what they're doing. And then we need our life dot, right? So life dot, bink, bink. Okay, and his beak, an owl's beak, is actually pretty far down on his face. All right, Cheryl, I got you, girl. I got you, Penny. You're the one that wants to see sea creatures. I got you. So his beak is pretty far down on his face like that. It's pretty far down. It was Magna's idea. Well, I'll give credit to all of you. You all get the credit. I'll give it to all of you. Penny, Magna, Cheryl, you all get the credit. Joy said, well. So, when you do his beak, that actually comes down pretty low on his face there. Okay? And then you can do more feathers coming out from around his eyes here. Okay, so you can do more feathers coming out from around his eyes, just like that. And around his beak. Okay, so there we have, that's okay. So there we have Mr. Owl. Woo, woo. There he is. And some owls have those really cool things. They have like those little feathers that come off their ears like this. You ever see those owls that have like those look like their ears are like really long and feathery? Again, you're just going to follow the shape of the feathers. The direction of the feathers, right? So you can do that, the owl that has those things, because I think that's cool. Those owls look really cool. All right, so that's Mr. Owl. A horned owl. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. Joy, I want to see when you do that replay of your angel. I want to see it, okay, girlfriend? Okay, so let's do a bird in flight. That's not an M bird. And then we'll do the hummingbird. So a bird in flight, which I will just do in black so you guys can see what I'm doing. So a bird in flight, right? So what you want to do, again, shapes, guys, shapes. So, right, a bird, so a bird shape, right? We have our oval or our eyeball, whatever you want to call it. We have our head. Okay, so you always want to make sure the head matches the body. You want to make sure the head matches the body. Okay, right? Because their heads are pretty much as big as their bodies. Right? We could do a little beak coming out. Like that. You want to do some tail feathers. Shoop, 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 shoop. Like that. Okay. And he's swooping in this way. So his one wing is going to be back here. So you just put your line like that. Nice, Magna. I love it. I love that you're adding all details to your peacocks and you're getting into this. This is awesome, right? You can get so creative. So you want to put that there. And then they're going to get shorter and shorter as you get closer to the body. So you have that line. And then you could put this line in. And then that's going to get shorter and shorter as you come closer to the body too. So you have a bird swooping in that way. Okay, you can have a bird flying straight up, right? So I'm going to do my oval. I'm going to do my oval. And I'm going to do my head. Okay, so where's his beak? If he's flying straight up, his beak's going to be here. But bam. Right, so there's his beak. Bye, Ginny. Bye, sweetheart. And his wings are going to come out this way, because he's flying straight up. Then you want to get them coming out to a point like that. Okay, so that would be his wings. And then his tail feathers. Okay, so that is a bird flying straight up. Okay, so let's see. How about we have a bird that's landing, right? So you have a bird that's landing, so he's going to be coming down like that. So we have our circle and our oval. So we have our circle and our oval like this. Right? We're going to have our tail feathers. Shoop, 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 shoop. Cheep, 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 cheep. And then his wings are going to go swoop, swoop, like that. And these you're going to get shorter up here and longer when you get to the body. Kind of like an angel, right? When we did the angel, we did her wings the same exact way. Okay? So that would be a bird flying in from the front. Okay, so I'll give you guys a second to practice that. And I'll do two more birds. I'm going to do the hummingbird because that's cool. And you guys want to see the eagle? I can show you the eagle. How about the hummingbird and the eagle? And then we'll do how-to birds part 2. Okay? Because I'll definitely do a hummingbird. I'll do an eagle. And I can show you a flamingo real fast. Alright, so we'll do a flamingo. You want a finch, Magna? I have to look up a finch. I have to look up a finch. And we had the quail. We had the finch. We had the quail. We had a whole bunch of other ones. Finch. Let me look up a finch. Oh, okay, I see a finch. Alright, that's just a regular old bird. Aw, thank you so much, Joy. Aw, thank you so much, Cheryl. You guys could watch me for hours. Penny's all in on the eagle. Finch is just a regular old bird, so we could do that. Aw, thank you, Cheryl. Yep, Magna, the finch is just a regular old bird. Finch is just a regular old bird. So, giving you guys time to catch up on the bird profiles there. And when you guys do these with the black, just have fun with it. You can really have different things going on with the different shapes going on. So, you know, you can have fun with it. Just try it. If you don't like it, you know, cross it off, paint over it, whatever you want to do, okay? That's what you need to do. All right, so a finch, let me look again. Okay, a finch. So, what's the shape of a finch, guys? What's the shape of a finch, right? We got an oval and we got a circle. They actually have a circle going on. So, let me do, since this is my world, let me do a pink finch. Okay, so we'll do the finch hanging out with Mr. Owl over here. Let's do the finch over here, okay? So let me move the camera. Earthquake! Alright, let me move the camera. Let's do our finch. Okay, so you know I'll do anything for you, Magna. So our finch, right, again, I'm into my white paint, and I'm going to do a pink finch because it's my world. I can do that. So I'm going to make a pink finch because I didn't use my red paint yet. And the shape of a finch, again, we're looking at it. It's an oval and a circle, right? It's oval, okay? So we have an oval. All right, so there's our oval. And you want to put your circle right here because he's got a tiny little head. Okay, so you put your circle right here. You put your oval right here, right? And then what you want to do is you want to get rid of these two creases right here. So you turn around and you swoop this way. And you swoop that way. So you get rid of those two creases. And then I'm going to put the point, on his tail. So that is your basic, any bird you're making that's a basic bird. There's your shape, guys. That's the shape, all right? So you do an oval, a circle right next to it, and then you smooth this crease out. You smooth this crease out to swoop into the body. And then you add the point to its tail. That's like almost every normal bird out there. So, and then, again, you got to pay attention to the direction of its feathers, right? So let me switch to my tiny brush again. Let me switch to my tiny brush again. Okay, and we're going to put in his wing. So here's his wing. Again, pay attention to the direction of your feathers. So I'm putting them going backwards. Okay, so there's his wing. Just like that. Can you guys see that with the peach background? I'm not really sure. So, let me grab some blue so you can see what I did. Because you can't see it with my sunset background. Okay, so there's the wing. And again, I'm doing little dashes in the shape of his feathers. Hi, Michelle! Okay, and then his little feet. Just give him little feet. And then you can give him a couple of tail feathers if you want to. And then he needs a beak. Hi, Michelle. Yes, Cheryl. So, Cheryl, what brand brushes and paints are you using? Okay, so my paints are Acrylic student grade. And my brushes are Qualita is the name for Tiny, Mini Me, and Big Boy. And my Fluffies are Princeton. So if you're looking to get paint and to get brushes, I have my kits that have all of the brushes in it that I use. And you get 3 to 4 ounces of tubes of paint, which are like the size of my hand, of all the colors and the paint that I use. You also get a whole bunch of other stuff in there too. So if you'd like a kit, let me know, because it's a great starter kit and everything in there is of good quality. Because Eve don't do nothing cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Thanks, Cheryl. Yes, so my kits, you would get all these brushes that I use, the same brushes that I use every single party. Cheryl got a kit. Cheryl, you could talk about the kits. You could talk about the kit, sweetie, too. So let them know, right? So in the kits, you get all of the brushes that I use. So you'll get a big boy, you'll get the 3 fluffies, and you'll get mini me, and you'll get tiny. And then you get 3 to 4 ounces of paint in resealable, squeezable tubes. And you also get a palette, easel, canvases, canvas bag to put them in, and they're $45 plus shipping and handling. Magna Patrol on a roll. I love it. Get it, girl. Get it. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, so there's your Finch, Magna. So any regular old bird, that's how you would do a regular old bird, just like that. So oval, circle, smooth out the circle edges into the body, wing, tail feathers, little feet, beak, eye. Very basic bird right there, hanging out with Mr. Owl. We got him hanging with Mr. Owl right there. Yep, so Cheryl got a kit. I forget where Cheryl lives, but she got a kit. And so I shipped them out, so it will be $45 plus shipping and handling. And you will get everything you need to paint along with me. All the colors I use. You get a bonus gift, an easel, 2 canvases, a canvas bag to keep it in, 5 3 to 4 ounce containers of paint, all the brushes I use, the same exact brand and everything, which lasts forever as long as you take care of them. A complete care instruction guide to take care of all your items. A pretty bag that they all fit in. So I think I said everything. Okay, so right on the event page, okay, Coralie and Cheryl. So right on the event page, I have my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Cash App. So you could turn around and you do a deposit. You could also message me. Yep, you got it, Magna. They're right on the event page. The instructions are on the event page on how to get a kit. So, yeah, I stand by my kits. I got very, very angry about what people were selling you guys. So I made my own kit that I put my name on. So, you know, I wasn't going to put anything cheap together or anything like that. So it's a great starter kit. Really is. Okay, so what is next? Hummingbird. Hummingbird. It's on my page, hon. So, if you go on my page and click events, it's right on the page. You'll get all the events. If you go on my page and click videos, you will get all of my videos. So, right at the top of my page is little links. And events is one, and videos is one of the links. So that's where you will see everything. Shadney, you found me and you didn't even go on the event page. That was good. Good job, guys. And my videos are going to be available on YouTube soon. So I'm not going to be going live from YouTube just yet, but all the videos, the how-to videos will be on YouTube soon. So I will post that information once I get it. All right. So a hummingbird, right? Rule number 1, what's the shape? So we got ourselves, let's go back into doing turquoise. So I'm going to grab my blue, a lot of blue, right? Turquoise is a lot of blue. A lot of blue, a little bit of yellow, and some white. Okay, and that will give you a turquoise color. Pretty, right? It's really pretty. It's Eve's Creations Paint Party. Magna, so my YouTube is going to be Eve's Creations Paint Party. It's the exact name of my business. Okay, so hummingbird. Hummingbird, right? Oval. Head. oval head. Smooth out those corners there. Okay, let me Google a hummingbird real quick so I can get the exact shape of its beak and stuff like that for you guys. So, I'm glad I set up my my computer. Oh, okay, I got you. Alright, so smooth out those edges, right? Oh, nice, Coralie. Good job, right? Point his tail. So you painted a hummingbird. Good job. Point the tail. Okay. And we need a beak. So I'm going to grab my smaller brush. I'm going to grab my tiny again. So let's give this hummingbird a beak. So the beak just comes out like a point. Nice, Magna, you're doing a giant hummingbird. So the beak comes out like a point like this, nice and sharp, right? Okay, so guideline number, I forgot what we were on. Are we on number 4? Guideline number 4 for birds. Pay attention to the shape of their beak and where it is, okay? So, like owls' beaks, they actually take up almost the whole, they're down lower in their face. So, duck beaks, you want to turn around and make sure you put it towards the bottom of the circle right here, okay? So, you want to pay attention to where the beak is, what it looks like, and where it is, okay? So, guideline number 4, I think we're on 4. So, there's a hummingbird beak. Hi, Ellen, how you doing, sweetie? Okay, and then the wings. The wings of a hummingbird, you're going to come out and they go arch upwards, swoop, right? And then you could do another arch this way, swoop, okay? And they are shorter on the top and get longer as you get into the body. Okay, shorter on the top and longer as you get into the body. Shorter on the top, longer as I get into the body. And then where the wing connects to the body, as with all birds, you're going to give it that little, their version of an elbow, right guys? Their version of an elbow right there. So, you want to give that little bit of, that's with every bird, where his wing connects to the body, you want to give that little elbow piece. I call that the bird's elbow right there. And again, I am just doing flicks. See that? I'm just flicking outwards. That's what I'm doing, just like that. So, I forgot who asked for a hummingbird. I think it was Joy. So there you go, Joy. There's your hummingbird. The bird is the word. I really wish I knew more words to that song. Hi, Pamela. How you doing? We're international, baby. We're in Trinidad. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Hi, Ellen. How you doing, love? Okay, so... and then you're just going to do the back one right here. So, give him his little feather line, his little bird elbow. Right? We need an eyeball. And we need a life dot. Life dot. Bam. Boop. See? Hummingbird. There you go, love. Okay. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Ellen. Hello, guys. Coralie, I'd love to see the painting that you made of your hummingbird. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And what did we say? Flamingo? Is it flamingo time? I think it's flamingo time. So let's put our flamingo right up over here. Whoop, there's the rest of my house. Here's me. Hi. Hi, everybody. Okay, so let's put our flamingo right there. We're going to put him right here. Okay, so it's roll call time. Joy is in the house. Jack is here. Stephanie, Ginny, Lynn, Megna, Cheryl, Ona, Wendy, Peggy, Mary, Lynn, Lily, Julia, Carla, Kalpana, Pearl, Jennifer, Lindsay, Shadney, Carol, Jennifer, Penny, Coralie. Ellen's in the house now. Awesome, Coralie. I can't wait to see it. Pamela is here. Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. So glad you're all joining. Welcome to the family for whoever's new. Welcome to the family. We are doing our practice session. We're learning all about birds tonight. And it's all good times. I'm writing all your names down because I can't remember anything. And if I miss you, say hi. All right, let's do our flamingo. So flamingos are really fun. They're really cool. So I'm going to grab Big Boy and the eagle. Thank you, Megna. So eagle and flamingo. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's going to snow here in Jersey, too. I bet you guys are getting a lot of snow. All right, so I'm going to grab my pink paint. So I'm going to grab my white and my red. And I'll make myself a nice little pink. Okay. And I need more white. So let's get a little bit of pink going on here. Okay, and then we're going to come in here. And a flamingo body, right? What's the shape? Guideline number 1. So let's do our shape. Whoop. So we've got our oval. You're in Jersey too, Michelle? Awesome. Awesome. Megna, what is my favorite thing? I have no idea. I have no idea. All right, so we're going to do our oval. All right. And then we're going to do our teardrop. All right, we have to do our teardrop for the head. So the teardrop for the head is going to come all the way up over here. Up and out over here, okay? So where in Jersey are you, Michelle? So we're going to do our teardrop. And this is how you could do an ostrich, too, if you guys are ever going to paint an ostrich. Ooh, an ostrich painting. That sounds fun. So you can do your little teardrop here. And then you want to do your neck. So the neck of the flamingo goes like this, right? So that's a swoop going on. And you got to pay attention to where it connects. A flamingo neck connects down here. Okay, I'm in Ocean County. The flamingo's neck goes all the way down to like almost the bottom of his body. So that's going to be a swoop out like this. And then you bring it up and connect. So you can do an ostrich like that if you want to. You can do a flamingo like that. I got a really chubby flamingo going on. Aw, thank you, Joy. Well, anything to do with art supplies is always a good thing. And I like to eat. Eating's always a good thing. So, just stuff like that. I'm a very basic person. So, food is always good. Art supplies are always good. Magna got me an e-card to Target for Christmas. That was good. I bought slippers. Okay, so, right, guideline number 2, the shape of the feathers, right? We got to follow the shape of the feathers of a flamingo. The shape of the feathers. So, I'm going to grab some more white paint and make my pink a little lighter. And I'm going to come in here, and he has big puffy feathers on the top of his body here. And they come in downwards like that. So, big fluffies. He's got big fluffy feathers going on. Okay. We'll put his neck in a little bit better. Do his head a little bit better. And I'm going to add some dark, right? So what's the, all right, so let's see. We have guideline number 1. Realize your shape's of your bird. Guideline number 2. Follow the direction the feathers are going in. Guideline number 3. Pay attention to your beak shape. Oh, no. Guideline number 3. Follow the color markings, right? Follow the markings of their colors. Guideline number 4. The beak shape. Pay attention to the shape of the beak and where it is. Guideline number 5. Always make the area underneath your wing darker. Okay? Always make the area under your wing darker. Okay. So, now, flamingos have this really cool beak, right? That comes down like this. So you know how you had your teardrop here. Magna says, you're using Winsor & Newton. My painting's coming out really dull. I'm begging my mom to buy acrylic. So that's okay, Magna. So you want to put that white background and then paint on top of the white. How long have I been teaching painting? I've had Eve's Creations Paint Party for about 5 years now, Shandy. It's about 5 years I've been doing the paint party biz. I've been painting for about 30 years. So a long time, very long time. And I have my education is in teaching. I have my master's degree in education. So lots of combination effects of being able to do this. All right, so their beaks are really cool. So you're going to come underneath that teardrop part right there. And you're going to turn around and you're going to roll off the top. And then you're going to roll off the bottom here. Just like that. And then I just do a little ziggy-zag into his so there's your flamingo beak. And then let's give him his eyeball. Boop. Right there. And then we need... their beaks are actually only black right on the tip. And I started my Facebook page a year ago. Thank you for that, Magna. So their beaks are actually only black right on the tip. So I have to add white to that. And they have long, spindly legs. So what's the rule? Thanks, Shandy. Thank you so much for that. So what's the rule for drawing straight lines, right? Move your hand, not the brush. Make sure you have a thin amount of paint on your brush. Make sure it's nice and thin. And you're going to turn around and just move your hand, not the brush. So I'm going to swoop straight down like that. And then I'm going to put his other leg, because they have funky little legs, right? I'm going to put his other at an angle. So I'm going to swoop out that way and back in. Joop. Okay, move your hand, not the brush. Faster you go, if you have a shake in your hand, the faster you go, the straighter it'll be. Okay, so those of you that have a little bit of shake in your hand, use the brush. You move your hand, not the brush. And you go faster than your shake. Yes, very long legs, Jack. You got it. Just like me. Okay? And then you're going to have this little foot. And his little foot's on here somewhere like that. And voila, there is your flamingo. Your flamingo, guys. There you go. There you have it. And I have one more bird I'm showing you tonight. And that is the eagle. And of course, he's one of my favorite. He stands for our awesome country that we're in. And those of you that are visiting from other countries, your country's awesome too. And let's do our eagle, okay? So let's get high in the sky with our eagle. And we'll take care of that. What do we need for our eagle? So, Magna, your colors aren't coming out bright because you need to map with white paint first, okay? Oh, did I move that eagle? Sorry. Let me move it back to the flamingo so you guys can practice. My bad. I'm sorry. So there's your flamingo. So you always need a base coat of white. And extra layers. So let's get our eagle on point here. Let's do our eagle. Eagles are so awesome. They're amazing, amazing. So let me pull up an eagle over here. And then we could turn around. They're such majestic creatures. They really, really, really are. They're so cool. They're just so cool. Oh, you know what I wanted to show you guys? An actual feather. So I wanted to show you guys an actual feather. What a feather breaks down to look like. Okay? Because I'm telling you to do your feathers very like... But if you want to get really meticulous on doing your feathers, I wanted to show you what an actual feather looks like. So I'm going to go back to my tiny. I'm going to grab my black paint. And I'm just going to drop in a feather over here. So I showed you the peacock feather, and it's pretty much the same deal. Alright, so let's drop in a feather. So there's the line of my feather, okay? And you want to turn around. And like I said, you follow the direction of the feather. So if any of you are going to get really particular with your birds and do feather by feather, God help you, because I will never do that. Way too much time for me. And I'm going to grab that round brush that I had before. So I had a number 2 round. And I'm going to go right into my white paint. And I want to show you an actual feather. So you want to leave space here. And then you're going to come out, and a feather turns around and they come out like this. So you want to put all these things, whatever these things are called on a feather. I have no idea what they're called. So you put them all out like this. Okay, and you're following the shape of the quill. So if your feather's at on a curve, then you do that. If it's one of those straight, I don't know if a feather curves like this or not, to tell you the truth. But there we go. So you want to put all those things in for yourself here. Okay? And then when you get to the top, they're going to get shorter and shorter. So when you get to the top, they're going to get shorter and shorter. Okay? Just like that. And then you use those as your guidelines as you're adding your colors. Okay? So I'm going to go back to grabbing... Where's that big round brush I was using? Can't find it. There it is. I found it. So I'm going to swirl tap dab that. And I'm going to go... Thank you, Jennifer. I'm going to go into that turquoise and that blue that I made before. And you want to use those as your guidelines, okay? So then you could come out and really add to it using thicker strokes, but you can use that as your guideline. So this way you get your shape correct. All right, so you just use those white lines as a guideline, and then you're going to get your shape correct on what your feather should look like. Just like that, okay? And I'm just going right over that white line, and I'm just making the thicker now to fill it in with all the feathery parts. And then when you get to the tip, smaller and smaller. Okay? And just like the petals of a flower, you're going to have like some shading in here. So you want to put the shading closer to where that line is. All right, so I'm just grabbing my blue paint now and adding my shading in. So I'm going to add my shading in here. Just grabbing my blue paint, and you just follow that guideline for yourself. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Okay, and just like that, you guys can make a feather. And then when you're all said and done, you can put that line back in for yourself. Okay, so the line you started with. Right, so I'm just going to drop that back in. Shoop, just like that. Okay, and then I need to add a little bit more over here, because I kind of put that line in crooked. So there is your feather, guys. Okay, so if you're going to get really particular on painting your feathers in on your birds, now you know what one looks like. Okay, so we're going to finish up. We're going to do our eagle. We're going to do our eagle. And we're going to be all set for our practice session tonight. And I will post in the event page, I will post about, I will post in the event page. So now I'm just playing. Literally, I'm just playing. I'm just grabbing blue paint and adding all this fun stuff. So, you know, I want you guys just to play around, right? Remember, my golden rule is to have fun. And honestly, I am just playing at this point. I'm adding some dark blue in there. And notice I'm still keeping in the same direction that my feather is going in. So it's all about direction. Okay, and then you can add some of the little fluffies that are at the bottom here. Right, because you have little fluffies that go on the bottom. Thank you, Jennifer. So, you know, but remember the rule to have fun. And just play around, okay? So, eagle. We're going to do our eagle, and then we're going to call it a night, because your woman Eve over here is getting tired. I'm getting a little tired. Lots of painting and lots of talking. So, if you have any more questions for me, please post them now as we're playing around with our eagle, and I'll make sure I can answer them for you. That's right. Play around. Play around. You got it. All right, so you guys just play around. You guys want to practice the feather a little bit? Here, let me put you on the feather so you can practice your feather a little bit. And then we're going to finish up with our lovely eagle. Our lovely, lovely eagle. And if I didn't get to your bird tonight, that's okay. You can always do birds part 2. And I'll let you practice your feather. And I get more white paint for our eagle. And we need more brown paint, right? So how'd I make the brown, right? Yellow, red, white, and black. I made the brown with yellow, red, white, and black. That's how I do it. So here's my yellow. And here's my red. Here's my white. And my white has blue in it, so I'm just going to grab the blue instead of the black. Because you can make it with the blue too. Right? So, and you want to add your blue and black in small increments. You want to add your blue and your black in small increments. Okay, so the blue makes it more of a greenish brown. The black gets it brown, 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 brown. So it's up to you what kind of color you're going for. Oh, awesome, Joy. You watched the replay of the angel? That's awesome. Good. Good stuff. I'll have to show you guys the painting for this Friday. Yes, yes, I do. Okay, so I made more brown paint for myself. And so for this Friday, guys, you ready? So everybody thank Magna for this one. So for this Friday, we have birthday. Look at our little baby dragon. Isn't he so cute? Yep. So, and our flying dragon. So you guys can thank Magna for this one. This is Friday. And we're going to be doing trees and reflections and water. And we're going to have our fun little dragons in there. And there's an egg starting to hatch. There's a couple eggs in the background. So, lots of to do with trees and with water and reflection. So if you want to review those how-to videos of water and trees, that is, I put it on the event page. I put the links in the event page. Okay, so I put the links to the videos for water and trees in the event page if you want to watch it. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you, Magnus. So I think he's so cute. Look at him. He's just a baby. He's just a little baby. Yes, he is. So, and this is what we're going to be painting. All right, guys. So that is Friday. Oh, yeah. And Magna, I started your painting for your Zoom birthday party. So we're going to have that all set. And let's do our eagle. Let us do our eagle. So the only difference with an eagle, I'm going to grab my big boy, my big brush. Thank you, Coralie. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Magna. I'm going to grab my big brush for our eagle. And the only thing different about an eagle is he has a flat head. So remember when I said pay attention to your shapes for what the birds look like? You got to remember that an eagle has a flat head. So instead of doing a circle for his head, we're going to do a square. Okay, so, right, body is an oval. So can I see what you did for your painting, Magna? Yay, I'll give you a sneak peek for your Zoom party, Magna, okay? And, oh, dinosaurs. That's a good idea, Joy. We can do some dinosaurs. Let me write that on the list. So I need to write sea creatures for the how-tos. Okay, so we need sea creatures. Where's my pen? I lost my pen. Who stole my pen? One of you guys have it. I know you do. I think Jennifer stole my pen. That's what I think what happened. Give me my pen, Jennifer. Found it. It wasn't you, Coralie. Maybe it's in with your dishes. So, sea creatures. And then for paint parties, we got dinosaurs. So we can do something with dinosaurs. Alright, so I have puppies for Kel. I have a polar bear on here. I don't know if I'm going to get to the polar bear. We had like a baby Yoda, somebody said last party. We had a bunch of, somebody said something to do with birds, so now you guys can just paint your own birds. Not you either, Magna. Is it behind my ear? Sharon wants to do something with cats. You want to do a peacock painting, an actual painting of a whole entire peacock penny. Okay. It wasn't behind my ear. It was underneath the paper. A lion. Baby Yoda. Yep. So, we have to do a lion. So we wanted to do a lion. And, you want a full painting of a peacock? So we have that. We have lots of stuff on here. Lots of good stuff coming. I'm going to be painting my little heart out. Found my pen. Sunflower. We can do something with sunflowers. I have a couple with sunflowers already. I have Chicks on the Loose has sunflowers. Van Gogh Close Up has sunflowers. The How To, I covered sunflowers. A whole bunch of stuff. All right, so an eagle. Okay, so I'm going to grab that white. I'm going to grab my white paint and that brown that I just made. And we're going to do his oval. Okay, so there's his oval. Or his body. A how-to on cats. I can do a how-to on cats. We could do that. I just did Winter Kitty, who was looking for like the cat painting. Sharon, I just did Winter Kitty. It's part of my videos. It's a kitty that's sitting on a swing. So we're going to do the oval for his body. And for his head, though, instead of a teardrop, we're going to do a square. We're going to do a square for his head. Okay? And then you want to drop these down. You just want to do little dashes to connect it to the body. You want to do little dashes to connect his head to the body. Okay? Very true. I could do that, guys. So that's a good idea. You want a how-to on cats? I was going to do a how-to on animals, but maybe I should break that up because there's so many different animals out there. So, and then you want to turn around. I'm just going to grab one of my smaller brushes. And once you have that square put in, you're just going to round your edges. So you're just going to give him his forehead and round those edges. Right? Way too many animals for just one how-to. Okay, so we'll do cats as a how-to. Jennifer wants a sunflower painting. Okay, I got you, Jennifer. Definitely way too many animals for a how-to, right? And then what you want to do is once you round those edges, you want to come out. You want to come out from the top of his head like this for his beak. Okay, so you come out from the top of his head for his beak. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Now, that's kind of like a hawk beak. An eagle has less of a point on it. Remember I said one of the guidelines is to follow the shape of your beaks. So an eagle beak doesn't come out like this. This is kind of like a hawk, but Same idea. Hawks, eagles, like if you're doing a griffin, like if you're doing a gargoyle, a griffin, he would have that kind of beak. Okay? So, thank you, Jack. So, you just want to remember to follow the shape of your beak. I made that too much of a point for an eagle beak. An eagle beak would only come out straight out. But the whole thing is it actually comes out from the side of his head. So, that guideline, right? Pay attention to the shape of the beak and where it's at. So the whole thing with an eagle is it comes out the side of his head. Now, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sharon. So now I'm going to put his wings in, right? So I'm going to do the little the bird elbow here. And we're going to do his wings, right? Let's give him nice stretched out wings like that. Right? Nice and majestic. And his feathers. So shorter here. Longer when they get towards the body. Okay, let me put his body back in better. Bye, Cheryl. Thank you so much for watching. Right, so we can put his body in better. Okay, and they have really cool claws. Right, so their claws are like... So they have like really awesome claws. I don't know if you could see that. Let's grab more white paint so you can see that. So they have really awesome claws. But bam, bam, bam. And then we could put one like right there. Right, they have those hooked like talons going on. So you have that. And then his eye, so his beak is here. Like I said, I kind of made it, eagle's beak would go like that. And then if you add the hook, that's a hawk. So my eagle kind of turned into a hawk because again, right, guidelines. You have to follow the rules of the shape of their beak and where it's at. Right? You got to follow the rules of the shape of their beak and where it's at. Okay? And then the eyeball. His eyeball is literally like up close to where the beak is. It's like right here. All right? So that's where you would put the eye socket, right there. Okay? So that was a little bit of a ghetto eagle. But you guys got the main gist of it. You got the gist of it at least anyway. So, again, let me go through the guidelines, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to turn around and you are, first guideline, shape of the bird. Second guideline, directions of the feathers. Third guideline was the beak shape and where it is. Fourth guideline, shadow underneath the feathers, okay? Make the feathers darker. And I don't remember if I gave you any more guidelines, so, but obviously if you forgot like I did, you could watch the replay. And I just want to thank you all for coming tonight. Have fun with making fluffies, have fun with making feathers, have fun with all of it, right? So I'm Eve, and it's Eve's Creations Paint Party, and I hope you learned a lot about birds. It is always free to watch. Gratuities and tips are appreciated. I'm going to post that link now. I have Venmo, I have PayPal, I have Cash App. So all of those things are available, and you're so welcome, Lisa. Thank you so much. So, and I hope everybody had fun tonight. I hope you learned a lot. If you're ever painting and you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Feel free to ask me. If you ever have any questions or anything, you're welcome, Shandy. So I just want to thank you all. Remember to have fun and go create. And you all warm my heart. Thank you so much, family. Appreciate it. See you Friday, Joy. Yep, we're going to be painting dragons. You're so welcome, Shandy. Good night. Thank you so much, Ellen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I hope everybody learned a lot. I hope that you guys are going to make amazing birds. If you want to share your practice session, I could put that in the event page. If there's a bird I missed or that you'd like to see, I guess I'm going to be doing a birds part 2. We could totally do that because there's so many out there. Ciao, ciao, Jack. Yep, you're so welcome, Penny. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And I hope I answered all your questions. And I hope you have fun with your creating. And he's like really, really cool. I'm like digging him the more I'm looking at him. Good night, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you, Coralie. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the family if you're new. And thank you to everybody who has sent me support before. I really appreciate it. That is amazing of you. Bye, Magna. Bye, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Happy birthday, Priya. Mwah. Love you. Love you guys. So, everybody have a great evening. And I'll see you all on Friday. Yeah. Yes. We're going to party on Friday with dragons. Yes. And I wrote all your ideas down. So we'll take care of that. And I will get to painting. You're so welcome, Magna. Bye. Oh, Magna, you wanted a sneak peek. You still there? So Magna's doing a Zoom birthday party where we all get to be face-to-face with each other. I do offer those. And Magna, if you're still there, here's your sneak peek. There's your sneak peek of your painting so far. So, I hope you like it so far. And if anybody ever likes any of the artwork that you see from any of my videos, the sample painting that I show, they're all for sale. And they're all under $50. So if there's anyone you'd like, good night, Jennifer, and there's anyone that you like and I could customize it in any way, feel free to message me because they're all available. Okay? So, thank you very much, everybody, and everybody have a great night. I love you all. Have fun and go create. All right, bye-bye.